Now, the key to making money in a situation like this is to position yourself now before the settlement. Because by the time you read about it in the Wall Street Journal, it's already too late.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Bearable Bull here. And I got this aggressively average content for you today. As ladies and gentlemen, I think it's very powerful to start off this video with this quote from Rise. Join Rise on Twitter. The reason is because these scammy cryptos are out of control, and I have posted this in my Instagram story. Please give me a follow down in the description below. These scam cryptos are getting out of hand. Someone just shilled this coin. $27 trillion in circulation, an unlimited market cap, one node. 25% of its supply has been minted in the last 6 months, and 1% of owners own 30% of this. Ladies and gentlemen, we cannot be investing in coins like this. But it's not even a crypto, it's just the US dollar. You see, the tokenomics of this crypto make it sound like a scam. The US dollar is the biggest Ponzi scheme, threatening the world's freedoms today. Inflation is quite literally the death by 1,000 cuts tax, the invisible tax on the people that nobody notices until they can't afford anything. Their salaries stay the same, yet everything around them gets more expensive. That's not an accident. It's the obliteration of the middle class. Ladies and gentlemen, I've often stated I no longer have a savings account. The reason is because I don't care for a 0.1% gain in my savings account. I'd much rather have the potential for 100 to 100,000 X returns in crypto. That's why I'm willing to deal with the volatility. That's why I have to be in this volatile market. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to be in this market as much as I am. It could get a little scary sometimes. The price is going down. Right? It could get scary. But there's nothing more scary than being in their current system. What the hell is going on with the stock market right now? Ladies and gentlemen, I have quite a few VIP mentees that have sought me out in order for them to get out of this stock market and asking for advice on where to navigate this crypto market. The reason is because they know the writing's on the wall. Markets record price action, which is mimicking late 1999, and it could spark a 10 to 20% correction. Now, of course, nobody's going to believe some random projections by whatever analysts. Guys, we've heard it before and we'll hear it again. But we're getting to the point where something has to give. Fantasy economics is the nature of traditional financial markets right now. And the fantasy, the illusion, is going to come to an end. And it's going to hit the people hard. The hardest, actually. Stay patient. Stay vigilant. And pay attention. I remember back in 2008, 2009. It was very, very frightening. Some would say we were suffering from a liquidity crisis. Well, there's a massive liquidity crisis at this given moment in time. And it just so happens to be the case that XRP has been rebranded as on-demand liquidity. Here, liquidity. When you need liquidity, XRP has that liquidity on demand. Do you see how that perfect storm is ready for XRP to take over the planet, along with the powerful updates that broke today from this SEC case? Guys, we're going to get right into that, but first I have to say that in my Udemy course down in the description below, I've had tremendous feedback from my A+ rated bull run warning crypto that's ready to take off at any given moment. That is lecture 119, and please take a look at the very least to prepare yourself and maybe give yourself some exposure before it takes off. In addition, lecture 151 has my crypto bull run execution strategy, because you're going to want a strategy to be able to help you better navigate this market. I have not forgotten about my Udemy students. I've just been watering all these seeds that I have growing at the same time, and I think you're going to enjoy both of those lectures. Now finally, before we get into the rest of the information in this video, I have to announce that today at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time, I will be having my first Q&A session live stream on OnlyFans to make sure that my audience gets some questions answered in there. Please subscribe if you aren't there already, as that should be a lot of fun. Now, let's get into something very special that is going on right now in the crypto space, specifically with this Ripple SEC lawsuit. Ladies and gentlemen, we have had a Forbes article written about the XRP Army. This community of people, in my opinion, is so powerful. People like BitBoy are trying to tap into the power of this community by now, after years of dissing the community and XRP, jumping on the bandwagon because he sees the dollar signs. This is going to be what happens. The perfect narrative, in my opinion, has been built. The XRP retail investor has been severely damaged by the SEC, and we are actively exposing their corruption. Unlike any other group of people on the planet, we are exposing government corruption, and it looks like we're going to win. Judge Netburn, bless the judge, an absolute beast, seems to be on Ripple's side, on the XRP Army side. We're going to briefly discuss this case further, but I wanted to show you this article very quickly, as it speaks volumes as to the weight and strength of this army. Please take a listen.
Meanwhile, a network calling themselves the XRP Army marched into battle, led by dozens of influencers who hold XRP along with other cryptocurrencies, have no particular allegiance to Ripple, and collectively have over 1 million followers on YouTube and Twitter. They rush to post and comment on every new filing on the case docket while monitoring the actions and statements of the U.S. Congress and the Biden administration and debating what it all means. They are spread across the U.S., Europe, Asia, and Australia, feeding and consuming a 24-hour news cycle. Some operate like wire agencies, reporting legal and market facts in detail, while others infuse lively opinion, give legal analysis of the case, analyze new XRP ledger projects, or feature one-on-one interviews with key figures in the industry and the U.S. government. Moreover, the community has the attention of Magistrate Judge Sarah Netburn, who has opened thousands of phone lines for the public to hear each of the procedural hearings in the case, and the lines fill up in minutes after opening. At a pivotal hearing when she ordered Hinman be deposed, Netburn said it was because I find that this case is unique, the amount in controversy is substantial, and the public's interest is significant. The XRP Army has recently started unearthing video evidence of regulatory misconduct that strikes at both the SEC's case and its public credibility, over and above what Ripple has presented in court. One video shows Hinman making it clear his 2018 speech was indeed intended to guide the markets and reflected our thinking at the SEC, contradicting both an affidavit and his deposition. More recently, several embarrassing videos of then SEC Commissioner Robert Jackson have surfaced showing him energetically asserting that not only that Hinman's speech was market guidance, but that all such guidance was intended by then Chairman Jay Clayton as regulatory clarity in place of slow-moving formal rulemaking. In another, Jackson insists that Clayton viewed all ECOs as securities, throwing more scrutiny on Hinman's speech and the SEC's inaction with Ethereum's ECO. Another video of 2019 conference shows Hinman, then deputy at the SEC, Amy Starr, and Coinbase counsel Dorothy DeWitt indicating that the exchange and the SEC have a framework on whether to list certain tokens or not based on their status as unregistered securities. It so happens that Coinbase listed XRP that same year. Taken together, the momentum of this crowdsourced activism hints at how excruciating a trial might be for the SEC.
And there you have it. The strongest community of people on the planet uniting together in a form of activism against an oppressive regulatory body, a corrupt regulatory body, an incompetent regulatory body. Hinman, Clayton, Jackson together have made a community of individuals gather up eclectic research against the SEC. And trust me when I tell you, the world is watching. The level The caliber of individuals watching this community behind the scenes is powerful. Don't get it twisted. We are in exactly the right place with the correct asset. We see this tweet from Brad Garlinghouse stating this has been clear from the start. The SEC's lawsuit against Ripple isn't just about Ripple. It's about what? Impossible standards of fair notice and due process through regulation by enforcement can do to crypto innovation. Anyone could be next without warning. Ladies and gentlemen, a lot of people didn't like the video I liked 2 days ago. The video I made 2 days ago. And all I'm telling you is, stop being emotional. I'm more bullish on the crypto I named in that video than all of you, which is why I got in to that crypto at 3 cents and have experienced almost a 100x return already, and will continue to hold most of it into the future. But the SEC, they're digging their heels and trying to come after crypto, and all I'm telling you is, expect the unexpected, and let's see what can happen. Now, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of you may not know this, but Gary Gensler was formerly the former commissioner of the CFTC. That's extremely important context, as now he's the chair of the SEC. And I need you all to take a look at this clip by Darren Moore Jr., as it's very important as to the state of regulation today.
Stand in stark contrast to the actions of recent prior CFTC chairmen. I believe that the CFTC's grim budget situation today is largely attributable to the irresponsible stewardship of the prior administration. Under the leadership, or the leaderships, of Chairman Gary Gensler and Chairman Tim Massid, years of unrealistic budget requests, fiscal mismanagement, and political gamesmanship with Capitol Hill damaged our agency's reputation and our credibility with appropriators who, when now faced with choices between competing priorities, remember those affronts like yesterday.
Now, guys, those are very strong words, but not stronger words than XRP Darren used against Gary Gensler. I'm not going to say them, as I want to be on my best behavior on YouTube. But needless to say, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say the only person on the planet more incompetent than Jay Clayton may very well be Gary Gensler. Wow. What a complete abomination to the SEC's credibility. He already messed up the CFTC, and now the SEC is making headlines for their mismanagement of this case, for their corruption, for all the nonsense going on. You're on center stage, Gensler, and we're exposing the SEC's dirty laundry. Now, ladies and gentlemen, before I cap off this video with a powerful clip, I need to give you a brief update on the Flare network. Flare posted today that they've been working with exchanges to make sure that they have made their claims properly before any distribution is made. We have been able to double check the claims of all major exchanges and almost all supporting exchanges. That process finished this morning. Ladies and gentlemen, when I saw that phrase, the process finished this morning, that brought chills down my spine. Plenty of people have been getting impatient with Flare. A lot of people don't like the tax implications with the airdrop. I'm going to say, get it together. It doesn't matter how you feel. This is going to be the most powerful innovation the XRP community has ever experienced, and maybe the crypto space will ever experience. That may sound hyperbolic, but if you truly know, then you know. It seems like they're finalizing all the nitty-gritty details before this powerful launch. And once the Flare network releases these Spark tokens to the community, all bets are off. We will make generational wealth on the passive income and airdrop alone. not to mention the future price appreciation of XRP and all the airdrops. This is the greatest opportunity in the history of mankind. And right now, all I ask you to do is to prepare diligently for your plan. Martin Volk, a close friend of mine in this community, has posted this Flare Network Flare Finance video. He also made an appearance with my VIPs, and I have posted his interview, our 4-hour interview with Martin Volk, on my website and the Accidental Billionaire University. Ladies and gentlemen, in my mentorship program, I do have the Accidental Billionaire University embedded into the website, and we're going to consistently provide nonstop value onto that site. Remember how I constantly added value throughout the years to my Udemy? That's exactly what I'm going to be doing in my mentorship program. That's down in the description below for any of you that are interested, and I highly recommend you take a look, and it'll be a powerful resource for all of you to use. Now guys, to cap off this video, I'm going to play a powerful clip from this Paul Barron, Tom Emmer interview. Tom Emmer is quickly becoming one of my favorite congressmen in the United States because unlike many others, he is very intelligent and very competent and is pro-crypto regulation, pro-crypto clarity, pro-crypto innovation, and he has been offering profound solutions to make sure that after all the mania, the hysteria of this case is over, we do have some type of safe harbor for the U.S. to win. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Bearable Bull here. Thanks for tuning in. As always, I appreciate every single one of you. And I'll be back tomorrow with another video.
Okay, Congressman Emmer, when you look at where the SEC's position is right now, obviously they're in a bit of a fight with a known crypto entity out there, XRP. They've been in this battle for quite some time, and we are seeing some issues in terms of trying to legislate this from a standpoint of really whether or not cryptocurrencies, are securities, still yet to be determined. Understand that we do need regulation. I think a lot of the industry would totally agree with that, but obviously they're looking for the right regulation. Do you think the SEC is the entity to be in charge of how to govern and kind of secure how crypto and blockchain is going to move forward?
Well, look, we've got to give them direction. So first off, I'm going to just show you, Paul, I have a bias when it comes to our regulators. They're not elected. Granted, I'm not trying to denigrate them because these are smart people. They've got good careers, but I'm the guy who has an election certificate, not them. And the idea that they jump into an area that they're not very familiar with, again, their ignorance is pushing innovation overseas. Right. I've offered a bill, which maybe what you're referring to, but I offered it with Darren Soto and Ro Khanna back in July. It's called the Securities Clarity Act, and it would distinguish digital assets from the securities contract they may or may not have been a part of at one point. And it does this by amending the securities law to include a new definition, investment contract asset. Give you an example, tokens would be investment contract assets. Why did we do this? Because the SEC, as you pointed out, tends to be regulating by enforcement action, which ultimately kills innovation and pushes opportunities out of our country. So this bill would actually provide the SEC with a framework to determine when a token is offered as part of a securities contract and when a token is not. And if it's not part of a securities contract, Paul, it should not be regulated by Gary Gensler and the SEC. Under this, entrepreneurs, I think, would have the opportunity or would have the securities clarity that they need to innovate in our country, which obviously would expand access and opportunity for all Americans when it comes to capital formation opportunities, employment opportunities, and other entrepreneurial opportunities. And what we did, because I'm going to bet that your listeners are very educated when it comes to this, the long-time test that determines whether or not something qualifies as a security or not involved in Orange Grove, and it was the Howey test that our court created many years ago. Before, by the way, we had this innovation. So basically what we've done, or what we're proposing to do, is update the Howey test, update the regulations that are out there with this investment contract asset, so that people, it will mirror what's happening in society. And there are some other ideas out there, Paul, but I would suggest the reason that this one is the way to go is because the marketplace is moving so fast. Right? I mean, the innovation that is happening, you got to be flexible enough. And if we're going to do what Congress is supposed to do, we should be putting policies in place that allow for the innovation and just create some soft touch or some guardrails so the government can perform its function.